Hi there, it's Drchristina with ivvitality.com. I specialize in mind, body, and spirit wellness to help you be your best self. I work with the best healers around, and that is nature and love of the human heart. So I want to just speak today about how I got to do what I do, why I do it, how long I've been doing it, all that, because I get asked these questions all the time, especially from new patients. They want to know my story and how I got into doing this. So the story is kind of long, it's no short answer, so I thought I would take a little time to tell my story. So it all started when I was a young girl. I grew up on a sugarcane plantation. I was very introverted, very shy, and I was the last child of my siblings, so I was the baby of the family. I kept to myself a lot, played in nature with my siblings, but also a lot by myself with my journal. So I've always been a writer, just naturally it comes to me, and I absolutely love writing. It's been a way for me to express myself because I am very in touch with my feelings and a very deep soul. So writing helps me to just bring out what's inside of me. So that has been part of my journey. But I grew up, living off the land. So my father was a farmer his whole life. He started at 19 years old as one of the youngest sugarcane plantation managers in Louisiana. So he's done that all of his life. He's passed away at 97 years old. He had me when he was 60 years old, so he started having children late in life. So I grew up kind of old school. I grew up like it was the Great Depression almost. So my dad worked hard. We lived off the land. We grew probably 90% of all of our food. And if we ate meat, my dad would hunt it or fish or whatever. So he had his own kitchen outside, and he was an amazing cook, and he would prepare, so everything was really fresh and really, really good ingredients. My mom was an herbalist, so she studied herbs, and she was set to open her herb shop, but we had some trauma in the family that derailed that dream of hers. But we still took herbs if we got ill. We never really went to the doctor because we didn't need to. We were pretty healthy, had great immune systems, and if we had an earache or something like that, we did natural remedies for that. So it's always been part of my life. And so I started to, I always studied health. It was just something I was always interested in. At age 14, I read a book called Fit for Life by Harvey Diamond. It's still an amazing book. I love it so much. I found it at a used bookstore recently, and I bought it again to just keep it in my library. But that book helped me to become a vegetarian at the time. It just made total sense to me that the human body is not designed to eat meat. So you can argue about it all you want, but our makeup and the way our intestines are and our teeth and the whole 9 yards, what is natural is not for us to eat meat. So that made sense to me. So I quit eating meat for several years. When I got married, I went back to eating meat, and then later I became vegan. So I still eat plant-based. I'm not 100% vegan because I will eat eggs sometimes and a few things, but mostly the majority of my diet is plants. It makes me feel amazing. I love it, and it's probably the way I will always eat because it just makes sense to me. I learned through growing up how to have an intimate relationship with the earth. My landscape was sugarcane, oak trees, animals. So I just immersed myself in that. I followed the rhythm of the earth, and I think that's the best path to health. When we stray from that and we think we know better, and we start to overly scientize everything and try to invent the latest and greatest thing to help with our health, when all we really need is sunshine, fresh air. We need to step on the bare earth. We need to use herbs instead of man-made supplements. That is the way we get healthy, because that is our natural makeup. And that is the way we follow the rhythm of the earth. And so That is my philosophy, and I try to stick to it. So what has helped me through the years is when the latest and greatest fad diet comes along or magical supplement, I don't usually follow that because I stick to my philosophy of following the natural rhythm of the earth. And we are meant to be in connection with the earth. It's our natural environment. And so the more that we can connect to it, the better our health will be overall, and on an energetic level too. So we're electromagnetic beings. We need to be connected to the earth. We need to have this intimacy with the earth. We have to connect. We're so disconnected with the cell phones and computers and riding in cars and watching TV. All of these things we were never designed to do, and it does disrupt our health. So the more natural you can get, the better off you're going to be. So how did I get into this field? Well, when I was 19, my first job was personal training. And then soon I got into working at a physical therapy clinic, which was amazing, wonderful company, beautiful people. I'm so grateful I had that in my life at the time. I worked there for 17 years. I went to school, got a business degree, because I started college to go into physical therapy, but it wasn't vast enough for me. I would have become bored because I like to explore and investigate and do all the things. So instead I went into business, and then I started doing marketing for the company. So I stayed with them because they were great. And then I started my own magazine called Fit Life, and that lasted for a year and a half. And on the tail of it, right when it ended, I began a new magazine called Healthy Works. So I was editor-in-chief of that. I did that for the physical therapy company I worked for, and I did it for 10 years, and I wrote most of the content myself, probably, 80% or so. Wonderful experience. I loved it. And then my printer was very interested in what I was doing and asked me to create a magazine for him, and that became Inspire Health, which I was the editor-in-chief of and the creator of, and I think I worked for them for 2 years. We parted ways. It wasn't a good fit for me anymore. And then I started schooling, the whole time I was doing my schooling to become a naturopathic doctor. Prior to that, I studied nutrition. I studied urology, so reading of the eyes to tell what organ systems are weak, to develop a protocol, herbal protocol to help strengthen those systems. It's still a tool I use. I also use biofeedback. I've been very well trained in that for a couple of years. And the more I use it, just see and learn from people, it's been a great tool to have. I do mix my own tinctures because it's affordable for my patients, and I like to know what's going on or what's going in my product. So I love doing that. I love creating it and having that intimacy with the plants, and then developing the tinctures to help people heal. So I think that's most of it. I do specialize in emotional health, and I'm most passionate about that. Because I went through lots of trauma myself with unexpected life events that were back to back and unceasing for quite a long time. It's been a lot to deal with. So what I did is went to work on myself to heal my past, to heal my programming, any self-limiting beliefs that keep me from being my best self. I investigate them. I do the work to heal them. And I've developed the tools to help others because I see it such a need. If someone's coming in with a physical ailment, example, restless legs, well, there's probably an emotional reason behind that, of why this person is having restless legs. So there's a physical component of how it manifests, but it's something underlying, usually an energetic, emotional frequency that was there that contributed to that weakness. So now the body's screaming out with the physical ailment, help me, help me. And so I help and specialize in uncovering the root cause to why you are ill and what is going on with your body. And a lot of times it is an emotional component to it. It's a relationship you're struggling with or having problems with. It's something personal. It's past childhood trauma, all of these things. And so I do have tools to help like emotion code, which helps to release trapped emotions that are in your subconscious. And I also do perception reframing to help reframe self-limiting beliefs that you may not even know that you are having. You don't even know you're holding on to the energy of fear, the energy of lack, of not being good enough. And so we do the soul work together to help you work through those things. I am most passionate about that because it's the most life-changing, and people just blossom and grow and shine, and then they can take control of their life and control of their diet and add the exercise in and all the things that are beneficial that you need to correct your lifestyle so that you can be more in alignment with your joy and your peace, and just be centered. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. The latest thing I'm doing is working with horses and understanding how they reflect and mirror your behavior, so they can teach you a lot about yourself. And they are just beautiful, amazing, empathic creatures that can help you to heal. And so I did get a certification, equine assisted learning, that I'm very excited about. I recently became a soul coach, so really helping you to dive deep and get on that hero's journey to that path of recovery and getting well and uncovering things and leaving the past behind, aligning with yourself and moving forward. I love doing that, and it just makes me feel amazing to see people shine and grow and do the work, and I'm just here to assist, and I just love watching that process unfold. So yeah, that's what I do. It's a lot. I never stop learning because I am deeply interested in helping people. And so I assess and see what tools are needed to add to my toolbox so that I can help people more. So right now I'm working on my PhD in the philosophy of natural medicine and natural health. That's been exciting. It's more diving into the biochemistry of nutrition, to really see on a chemical level what happens in the body. So it's fascinating. I love it. I love all of it. But mostly, like I said, I stick to my philosophy of following the rhythm of the earth, working with nature, not against it, aligning yourself with nature. It knows best. It is the most powerful, the most energetic, and the foods that come from the earth are going to be the ones that repair and heal you energetically, so emotionally and physically and also spiritually. So yeah, that's what I do. So if you want to come in to see me, or we can have a Zoom call, or anything, any way that you think that I can be of service or help to you, I am happy to do so. You can check out my website, ivvitality.com, or email me, Drchristina at ivvitality.com, or just reach out. You can book a free consultation on my website. Thanks for listening, and have a beautiful day.